Back in the early 2000s, people were introduced to the magical girl anime known as Tokyo Mew Mew, and while there hasn't been a whole lot of new content since its release, it's finally making its grand return in 2022. Hello, Otaku Mav here, and get ready to talk about the upcoming anime reboot of Tokyo Mew Mew and the hope that it brings with it of getting a complete dubbed version for its fans outside of Japan. Alright, to begin, as previously mentioned, Tokyo Mew Mew is getting an anime reboot which is titled Tokyo Mew Mew New. But for those that don't know what Tokyo Mew Mew is, it's a series that follows main protagonist Ichigo, who one day becomes infused with the DNA of an endangered animal, giving her the ability to transform into a magical girl known as a Mew Mew, under the identity of Mew Ichigo. Now, after acquiring these new abilities, Ichigo is then tasked with two objectives: finding the other 4 girls who can transform into Mew Mews, and protecting Earth from a race of aliens who seek to claim the planet as their own. With the plot of the series covered, now we can talk about the changes shown in the trailer and speculate what they could mean going forward with this new iteration in the franchise. And the first change to go over is of course the most obvious, that being the updated visuals, which look so clean and polished that we can only hope that the animation itself is as smooth as the art. Now, following up this change in visuals is that the characters are shown to be donning new, slightly altered designs. And fun fact, but by having these new character designs, Ichigo and the others now actually look more in line with their appearances from the 2-chapter sequel manga Tokyo Mew Mew Return. Because of this change in character designs, fans are speculating that maybe, just maybe, we could be getting an adaptation that includes material from its 2 sequels, Tokyo Mew Mew Return and Tokyo Mew Mew a la Mode. And if that's the case of getting adaptations of the other manga in the franchise, then please oh please can we get an anime in the future of its spin-off Tokyo Mew Mew Olay, which focuses on a brand new team of Mew Mews made up entirely of guys. Okay, moving on, the last thing I want to go over while on the topic of changes and speculation is something that hasn't been confirmed, but rather something that's being implied by the trailer, and that is that it seems to be implying that the character Mint actually has her powers before anyone else, which isn't how it happened in the original anime nor the manga. Now, while this implied change hasn't been confirmed, it has caused somewhat of a divide among its fans, because on one hand, some were hoping for a more one-to-one adaptation, and if something this major has already been altered, they're worried about what other changes could be in store. On the other hand though, some fans are excited because this means we wouldn't just be getting the exact same story that we've grown familiar with. Instead, it would be setting itself apart by giving its audience a unique experience. But of course, this is all pure speculation and we won't know anything for certain until the series starts to air in July. With all that said, we move on from talking about the changes and speculation around Tokyo Mew Mew New to the hope that this newly announced reboot brings with it of finally getting a complete English dub. And before you tell me in the comments that the original anime had a dub, 1, it was incomplete, and 2, it was somewhat of a complete mess. But to understand the problems of the original anime's dub, we have to go back to the year 2005. See, for starters, in 2005, 4Kids Entertainment had acquired the rights to dub Tokyo Mew Mew. That's right, the same people that brought you the original and heavily edited dub of One Piece. And just like the version of One Piece, Tokyo Mew Mew was heavily edited, from rebranding the series as Mew Mew Power to cutting out and or altering most of the transformations. Continuing with the edits made by 4Kids is that they changed the mission of the series' antagonist, which went from wanting to reclaim their home planet, the Earth, from the humans, to just downright being jealous of them for having a much more clean and stable planet. They then proceeded to alter multiple storylines, and an example of this is that the first episode of Mew Mew Power to air was actually episode 12, where Ayama finds out that Ichigo is really a Mew Mew. From there, 4Kids Entertainment played episodes 1 through 11 in order, only to then jump to episode 13 where they decided for some reason to cut out up to 4 minutes that referenced the events of episode 12, making it as if that episode never existed in Mew Mew Power. Because of this edit, they changed it so that instead of Ichigo being afraid that Ayama knows her secret, she's now worried that he might recognize her from TV. Now, last but not least, is that while 4Kids Entertainment got the rights to dub Tokyo Mew Mew, it was only for the first 26 episodes, leaving 26 more episodes untouched. And this was back in 2005, where there was no streaming services like Funimation or Crunchyroll to watch the whole series, nor was there a way to know at the time that the ending we got was only the halfway mark in the anime. With the reboot's arrival fast approaching, there's finally an opportunity to get a complete dubbed version of the series, as not only would it appeal to a wider audience, that being the people who either prefer dubs and or those that have trouble keeping up with subtitles, but no one's gonna go back to the original and completely dub it when you have a new version of the anime on its way. But that's all for this video. Are you excited for the reboot of Tokyo Mew Mew? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. And remember, if you enjoyed this video, hit that like button, and if you're new, subscribe and ring the bell to stay up to date with new videos. I'm Otaku Mav, and I'll see you next time.